Hi, ladies. Hi, gentlemen. Welcome to Mind Your Business. I am so excited. First of all, it's a beautiful, beautiful new month, the month of love. And we are celebrating each other for this beautiful thing called love that I also really love, especially because it represents God for me. I believe God is love. He embodies everything love. So I love celebrating love. But today we want to focus on loving others. And when I was thinking about the theme for the month, the focus of Mind Your Business conversations and the word love came about. Of course, this lady came to mind. She is so it. And some of the things she has helped me personally do is to show love in a better way, you know, by first showing love to myself and then showing it to others in a better way. So I'm really, she's such an adorable woman. I love her for so many things. And this conversation is going to be even extra. Yeah, I know I'm going on and on, but I haven't even told you who it is. So, the lady, hey, but before I introduce her, do you know that IFAB 2025 also happens to coincide with the 10th anniversary of the Fabulous Woman Network? God has been good. Yes, it's been 10 years already. Like, God is so good. And in fact, this woman is one of the amazing women who have graced the stages of the Fabulous Woman Network in Accra, Kumasi events, online and all. She's amazing and she speaks beautifully. She uses beautiful stories. And every time, like I see her, first of all, I'm like, how does she do? Her face is always flawless. I've seen her in videos. I've seen her in person several times. Always poised and truly Akonor Wife. If you didn't know, I'm sure now you're like, Akonor Wife, I know who it is, right? Renée Q. Boateng. She's an amazing woman. She's an entrepreneur. She's an amazing public speaker. If you've heard her speak, you could just listen. She would just go on and on with beautiful stories, and you can't finish just taking her in because she's amazing like that. When she speaks, she's a dynamic thought leader. She's often referred to as the self coach for her empowering approach to personal growth and transformation. She guides women ready to step confidently into their spotlight, helping them go from feeling flawed to feeling fabulous. And she also is the founder of Butterflies and Pearls. She does a show called the Renée Q Show. She has a new, well, quite new, I think it's been a few years, clothing brand called Tugbeje by Renée Q. I hope I got it right. Tugbeje by Renée Q. She has, and some of us, I mean, me, I knew her before, as having to do with makeup. I remember when I was about to get married about 17 years ago, someone wanted to gift me with her makeup, that she would do my makeup. And I mean, at that time, she was such a big deal that, hey, you mean she was going to do my makeup? But unfortunately, she wasn't available to do it then. But by God's grace, after I'd married her for so long, I actually got her to speak on our stages. And now, I mean, she's the kind of person I can call and say, hey, please support me here. And she's always happy to. She just said yes to this interview just like that. And one of the things she does, which ladies, we are all subscribing to, is the Akonor Wife. It's a ministry for her. She's helping marriages, stay together. She's really helping women learn more, because actually marriage is work. I mean, some of us, when I say some of us, I mean Amadankan I don't know what we were thinking before we got married, but there's so much more to marriage than what we see in movies, Nollywood, Hollywood, and all that. And it's good that we have someone helping us in this area. She's been married for 19 years as at the time of this interview, and also has had the opportunity to learn from other experiences, and she's bringing all these to bear in the Akonor Wife. So, I mean, I will be sharing, and she, of course, will also share information about this program as well. But hey, guys, ladies, sorry. Oh, my drink is finished already. Get your cuppa, because it's time to speak with Renée Q Boateng on Mind Your Business.
Fab Ashanti, a haven nestled at the tip of Kumasi, where fresh air meets serenity. Fab Ashanti is a residential learning and event space perfect for your corporate training, staff retreat, group hangouts, and wedding receptions. With 4 rooms and 15 beds, you and your group can sleep comfortably. What makes us special? Fab Ashanti is not just a space, it's a commitment. By choosing us, you support community projects empowering women and youth. Join us at Fab Ashanti off Aful Junction, Abuabukesi, Kumasi. Fab Ashanti, here we grow. Hi, I am Ahmed Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Before 2015, I was that broke girl who was stuck in her own limiting belief of not enoughness. Marianne Williamson's words, "You are a child of God," woke me up. And then I sought help to work on myself. I still invest heavily in my personal development, and so much has changed for me in the most incredible ways. My burning desire is to see an Africa in which women are empowered to thrive and impact people. I am a trainer, coach, author, social entrepreneur, and an event organizer who is passionate about helping others on their own personal development journey so that together we can all thrive as fabulous children of God. Mind Your Business is our weekly podcast which is free on YouTube. Here we share enriching content to help us all thrive as fabulous children of God. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one, please go to my website ahmedduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.
First of all, let me say happy Love Month to everyone watching, and thank you so much, Renée, for bringing your beautiful, spotless, flawed. I don't know how to describe you. Hey, Renée, you've been consistent forever. Thank you so much for making time.
Oh, Amma, thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored. Every time you invite me on, I'm so honored because I know you're very specific, with everything that you do, and you have been very, very consistent all these years. So well done with the Fabulous Women Network. It's just been amazing. Well done. Congratulations. I'm really happy to be on.
Thank you. And did you know that we are celebrating 10 years this year? Have I mentioned
I
it?
saw it. No, but I saw it on you. I was like, 10 years already? 10 years already? Oh my goodness, then we are growing, but we are looking good, We are not looking at all.
It's for this small gray hair, but
have you seen mine there?
Hey, please, it's not. I don't see it. But I mean, thank you so much because you're one of the women that every time we called, we brought you to Kumasi. Remember that story?
Yes.
In Accra and all, and you are always there helping project the brand and speaking to our women. And do you remember this?
Oh, just today? Oh my goodness. Because I'm having a program on Saturday, and I was thinking about a gift to give. Just today, I was thinking about these pillows. And just today, I was just saying to myself what I'll tell them when I give them this pillow. So that's a comfort. I probably should give this to them then. Yes, you kept it.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Oh.
Thank you so much. And so when I was thinking about the topic love for this season, like your name was a no-brainer. Yeah, of course. And then your response even confirmed that yes, we are definitely speaking to the right person on love.
Thank you.
Apart from the fact that when I hear the word confidence, you come to mind, great makeup and all that. It's also self-love for me. You are one of the people who really charge me, to show myself love and kindness and all the good stuff. And so I'm so happy that you're available to speak on love.
Wow.
Today's topic obviously is on loving others in romantic relationships. And we will start from knowing a bit more about you and your own current romantic relationship. You know how they say how it started versus how it's going, that thing. So,
yes.
story of yours.
The story of mine. Do we have time? Do we have time? Oh, thank you so much. So my current romantic relationship is actually my marriage, which I'm very happy to say. And why? Because a lot of people say that romance dies the marriage. A lot of people have that mentality, have that mindset that, when you're in a relationship, when you're just dating, when it's just boyfriend, girlfriend, it's romantic. But when marriage comes in after a while, so some of they have these terms that they use, mind the gutter stages is over, and all of that and all. You've never heard it? Are you serious? Like when maybe when the man was a bit more careful and gentler. So when you're going to maybe you're walking, taking a walk or something, you say, oh, mind the gutter, you don't fall. Then after when you're married, he's like, hurry up and let's go. Yeah. And then you probably fall down. He's like, didn't you see the gutter? And that's the kind of I think that's the kind of mindset that people have. My romantic relationship, my marriage is a total testimony. It's of glory unto the Lord. I am telling you, because I had that mindset that once I entered marriage, I would come out. And why did I have that? It's because of what I saw growing up as a child. I didn't grow up with my mother. I grew up with my father and my stepmother. Unfortunately, their relationship didn't work. So they broke up. I saw my father with another woman. I saw my father with another woman. So I didn't think that marriage will last forever. I didn't think that you could be married to, the mother of your children or the father of your children and it will last forever. So I think that just because I wanted to protect myself from pain, from hurt, I think I just prepared myself. And so I was very happy to get married. But I think in my mind, I said to myself, if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, so no big deal. And that's the kind of mindset and that's the kind of aura and everything that I took into marriage because I think I didn't want to be brokenhearted. I think I was just protecting myself. I was being very, very just trying to be a bit defensive, defendant, covering myself. And that's the kind of mindset that I had. So my husband was so good to me in when we were dating. We got married, still so good to me, still so good to me, still so good to me. To the point where in my mind, I'm thinking, when will the gutter stage end? Hey, this gutter stage has been long ago. So I'm still looking at him and he does something and I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking, but why are you still doing this? He still opens the door for me. This year will be 19 years since we got married. Yes. 19 years this year, to the glory of God. We dated for about 2 years or so. So I've known him for about 21 years. We entered a relationship together and then just entered marriage. So it's all together, it's been about 21 years. I think about 21 years, and it's been better every single year. It's been an amazing, this relationship is a relationship that is to glorify God. Now, to say that it's a great relationship doesn't mean that there's never any issues. It's not to say that we never have our problems. It's not to say that we never have our fights. It's not to say that he never bores me like something, or I'm sure sometimes I irritate him like something. But it's taught me how to love. It's taught me how to be a better person. It's taught me how to grow, how to mature. It's taught me how to deal with situations. It's made me a better person, my marriage has. Yesterday, I was talking to somebody that, a lady that I've worked with for over, forever. I've worked with her as well from when I started my business. I came to Ghana to get married. I came to Ghana because of my husband. I moved back to Ghana because of my husband. So I moved back to Ghana, worked in a bank for about not even a year, started entrepreneurship. So from the day that I started entrepreneurship, I've known this lady. So I've known her for also, let's say, 19 years. Just yesterday, this woman said to me, hey, auntie, what's the sound? Meaning, auntie, you've changed, though. And I said, sir, how? Or say, hey, auntie, Send a was son of first, send a now with your panty. Send a now back a sound near there. It's a say, dear, so what be your calm? As I say, and also I've become a Christian. Also I've given my life to Christ. I am growing. I'm building my relationship with the Lord. I know this lady as well because I do church things with her. She actually makes flowers, and I make her deliver flowers to the church. So she said to me that as a since I wouldn't what's this? It's like when you gave your life to Christ and you started working in churches, started doing things. Oh my goodness, yesterday I said to her, I said, hey, I'm not coming to cry. I have to go. Don't come and spoil my makeup. Don't come and spoil my makeup. But it made me think, because sometimes my husband has said to me sometimes, we'll just be talking, chatting, and he'll be like, hey, Odo, what's the papa? And I'm like, what's that? My sister saying. Then he'll be like, hey, Opa, because Anka, then he'll bring up a situation. He'll say, like, this happened yesterday, or this happened 3 days ago. Before this, how you'd have reacted, but you didn't even say anything. Then I'll say, and the Fasika Bre, and the Fasika Bra. I'm like, then bring the cash, yo. If I have changed, then bring the money. Then we just laugh it off and everything. But I think that is what relationships are for, to improve each other. God said it's not good for man to be alone. And so then he created a woman to perfect the man, to make the man better. Now the woman is a being, God's child. So the same way God created us as women to make the men better is the same way he put the men there to make us, the women, as well better. So I think that I'm too blessed in my marriage. I always say, God, thank you. I never thought so. I never thought so. It's been a great relationship, a great, strong friendship. My husband is my friend. I think that romance can last when you actually like the person and not love. Because sometimes you can love somebody you do not like. So sometimes I may have to love you because you are my sister. So you're my sister, I love you, but I don't like you. I don't like our conversations. You irritate me all the time. We are always fighting, but I love you. I love you. You're my sister, but I don't like you. Like is deeper than love. When you like somebody, you like the person, it's from within. The likeness that becomes the love is stronger than love on its own. So when you like and love is stronger than when you love on its own. So when you like, your partner, when you can have conversations it's like, he's like, look, tomorrow I have to go to work early. You can sleep till 10 o'clock. Please let me sleep. I have to go. When the relationship is like that, it's better. And it's nice. It's a nice relationship. The people around you see it, they feel it. Your children feel it. And it's just it's really, really, really beautiful. And everybody, it's also a decision. It's also a decision. I don't know if I'm going ahead. I don't know if.
So please just continue. Let it flow. Be led.
Okay. Okay. No. But the reason why I'm saying this is because, like I said to you, I got married very young. I got married when I was 23. Okay. So I was still a child. I was still growing. I was still a young lady, Now, I got in with that kind of mindset, with that kind of, that, listen, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, hey, no big deal kind of attitude. Excuse me. But I think after a while, as I was growing and as I was developing and as I was learning, I said to myself that this is worth too much for me to lose, so I will make it work. It was a decision where I said to myself, I'm not going to leave this man for any woman to come and take away. I know his worth. I know his value. Me and Jano. I have to make it work. But I have to also carry myself in a way that he also never wants to leave me. So it's a decision. When it's a decision, when you make up your mind to do something, it's like it's something you are working on it will work. Because you have planned, how am I going to make it work then? How would you make it work? It's a plan. It's a decision. Once you make a decision, once you decide on what it is you want to do, it will work. Your romantic relationship now can become the most romantic. It can become better. Every day can be better.
Yeah.
I'll
And
leave it to you now.
a lot is playing in my mind, but thank you for even talking about you taking responsibility and saying, I am going to work. Because I was actually going to ask you what changed. And, you know, I mean, sometimes we see, for instance, a happy couple on social media and we are making comments and judging, and it's as if good marriages don't exist. Even if you
Mm.
oh, they are pretending. So I really feel you when you say you went into it thinking, well, if it works out or if it doesn't. But I'm interested in knowing at which point or what happened for you to make the decision that actually this man is worth it. I'm going to invest in this marriage.
Um, there was a time where we went through difficulties. Now, the kind of difficulties we went through are the kind of issues sometimes that very, very, very easily will break up a marriage. So we really struggled with infertility. So we got married, I got married. I thought, yeah, a year, 2 years, you'll be pregnant. I mean, I thought it was just such a norm that I was even embarrassed to soon be seen pregnant for everybody to see that I'm doing something. You know, that kind of thing. So I was even shy, be like, yeah, Raji, very soon my stomach will be big and everybody, that kind of thing. So I really thought that maybe I'm just going to be pregnant. I'm married and very soon. I thought that it was the next thing to come. Okay, a year after I'm not pregnant, 2 years after. Again, like I said, I was very young. I just started my business. We also it's like we're having fun as a couple. So it wasn't even such a huge issue for me. Like I didn't think that it was because I thought that there's time, because I just felt like, oh, I'm young, there's time. If it didn't happen, it will happen next year. I didn't think that it was such a huge problem until the people in my face started telling me that it's a problem. Now, you are in Ghana, you know our people already. You know what we are like. How somebody can just see you and say, where are the children? Where are the children? And where are the children? The children haven't come. So then I'm like, oh, I haven't had children yet. But you won't even finish even saying that you haven't had children. Why? What are you doing? You're just sleeping, but you're not doing anything, and they ask you questions like that and all of that. So it's like you go out and you get all these, sometimes you say attacks, but sometimes too, it can be generally out of love that, oh, but where are my children? Where are my nieces? It can be out of love, but sometimes I think it's how it is said. But sometimes as well, I think if you see that the nieces are not there, it's not for you to ask where are my nieces, because it's not like as soon as you ask me, I can say, hey, niece, come, and the niece will come. So there are certain things that we need to be quite stable and we need to be quite, and when I say we, I'm talking as Ghanaians, as a culture, that we need to be quite sensitive when dealing with. So sometimes we need to measure things ourselves, make our own calculations, then and then just keep our mouth shut. And if anything, pray for the person. Pray because you love the person. This is what you want. Pray for the person. And the praying for the person is not for me to also come and tell you that I fasted 6 days for you yesterday, that you will have a child. It's not for me to know. Now when we started having, when I say struggles like that, where, it was in my face, more in my face, because my husband already had 2 children. So these 2 children, I also took as my children. Now, they are my children. I accepted them as my children. So in my mind as well, there were children at home. So I think it also didn't make it so empty because there were children there. I had children. So I think that also didn't make it seem so empty for me. Till then, people too saying to you that, hey, they have their mother. Oh, they have their mother. And things like that. And things like that. Somebody can say to you, he has 2 children already. So obviously you are the problem. Obviously, it is you are the so go and see what you do, because he has no problem. And things like that and things like that. Now, going through all of that, this man stood next to me. This man will encourage me. He would tell me, things that would bring issues, that will bring, anytime that even I was feeling down, I was feeling low, he would lift me up. Now, apart from this, there was a time that I was actually sick. Now, this is something that I don't talk about so often. I haven't shared this particular testimony yet. I think the time will come where I'll share it. The right time will come where I'll actually share the whole story. But there was a time where I was sick. I was in bed for about 1 year. You, Amadankan, you don't know. I said, everybody who doesn't know it, everybody who didn't check on me.
Oh, dear
I
Lord.
said, that 1 year, I'm telling you, that 1 year showed me who my true friends were. Because I realized as well that in my business as well, people knew me and were happy to know me because they were happy to know me for what they could get from me. So when they needed me, RenéeQ, I didn't have friends. At the time, I thought I had friends because everybody was mentioning my name here and there. I thought everybody was my friend. But there were acquaintances and there were people that needed my business and vice versa. At that time, my eyes were so open. At that time, what this man did for me, my goodness, that's when I said, you know, there were times when we had to keep flying out of Ghana for medical treatment. And every time we are going, he's with me. I'm panicking. I'm thinking that, is he regretting marrying me? Is he asking himself that, hey, now then cry to me sweet? As in, what have I even gone to carry on my head? What is this I've come to put on my shoulder? I'll be so worried. And I think that was even making me feel even more sick, and all that. Oh my goodness, what this man did for me. Now, I don't know anybody who would do that for me. I don't know anybody who would do that for me. I really don't know. I mean, he's a good man. And it's not only to me as well. He's a good man to his family. He's a good man to his friends. He's a good man to workers. I've just seen the kind of person he is. God has blessed me with somebody like that. I shouldn't spoil it. It's not everybody who is like that. He's not perfect, though. He's not perfect. But he has a good heart. He's very, very kind. He teaches you even. There was one time he gives them, giving. And there was one time I said to him, and I was saying to him that, oh, Lord, this thing can't be, people are taking advantage. Hey, I didn't finish. He said, Renée, please don't come and spoil my blessing for me. He said, Renée, please, this one day I'm begging you. Don't come and spoil my blessing for me. From when I was a child to now, this has been what has lifted me up. Hey, when he said that, I didn't say anything again. I didn't say anything again. So, if they are using him, he's being blessed, even though they are using him. Let's take it like that. So these are things that I've learned, things that I'm learning from him, different kinds of things. So I really felt like the way I'm so blessed and the way I'm content, fulfilled, happy, relaxed, what again do I want? Do you understand? So why should I risk it when I don't know if I'll get it again? Why should I risk it? I was only in like 2 relationships before I got married. The guy was such a nice person, but so unserious in life. That guy could not have been my husband to take care of me and our children. Very, very nice person, but not a serious person. The second one, very, very nice person, but not a man that can take care of his family. At that time, maybe he's a different person now. But I mean, of course, like I said, I got married when I was 23. So those relationships I'm talking about, how old? 18, 19. We were children.
As you're speaking, there's this thing that keeps coming to me. Renée was aware. You were aware that you had a good man. I know of even myself that sometimes I know that this is a good person, but I am not realizing it. You know how sometimes maybe you want some things and you've gotten so many other things, 90% of the things, but there's this 10% or 5 or 1% that is missing, and you overlook all the others, and then you're just focused. And because of that one thing, oh, he's a bad person. I'm not only even speaking about myself. I have seen it happen in other conversations.
Yes.
I that. What do we have to do so we actually start focusing on the good things and saying that this person has 80%. Yes, there's 20% missing and we are always growing, like you said, but this is a good thing and I need to make it. What needs to happen before we get this shift that you had?
Let me use the word intentional. Okay. You need to intentionally keep telling yourself his good side. Now, human beings, and especially women, we dwell only on negativity. So you and I could have been friends for the last 10 years. We've worked together. We've done things together. We've gone on projects together. We've been so good to each other. Because of one small thing that happens, all the good that we've done before in the past, then you just forget all of that and just dwell on the little mishap, the little thing. And it's something with women as well. We do that a lot. Now, when I got married, one thing that I used to do with my husband, and these are things that I intentionally, when I say intentionally, you plan to do it. You don't just leave it for it to happen when it happens. It's a decision. So you have your journal, you have your diary, you set the date. So my husband and I used to say to him, maybe once a month, let's go out to eat. Now, when we go out to eat, we won't do it at home. Because when you do it at home, you might end up in some serious fights. We'll do it, let's go out. Now, when we go out, so we plan during the month. When we go out, we are going to share with each other. I will tell you 3 or 4 things that you did this month that I really, really liked. And I'll tell you one thing that I didn't like.
Okay.
Excuse me. 3 or 4 things that you did that I really liked, that really touched me, that, and then maybe 1 or 2. It definitely, then the positives have to be double the negatives. So if I'm going to tell you 2 negatives, I'm telling you 4 positives.
Yeah.
If I'm telling you 5 negatives, I'm telling you 10 positives. Now that way, it makes you focus on the positives as well. So there are negatives. So we can go out together and I can share. I really like that, this. So the whole month, knowing that we have another meeting like that, we have another outing like that, we have another dinner like that, the whole month I'm thinking, what are the good things he's doing? When he does the good thing, I'm noting it because I have to go and tell him again. So when he does the good thing, I'm noting it down. I'm recognizing it and appreciating it. Sometimes we don't recognize it. Sometimes we don't appreciate it. Sometimes we think that because he's the husband, he has to do it. But no. We are blessed that he's doing it. Mm-hmm. Because not everybody is like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody is like that. Not everybody would. there are some people who love you so dearly, but they don't know how to show love. They don't know how to express love. I've realized now that I am 40-something, I've realized that is how my father is. My father just turned 89, glory to God. Now when I was growing up, I really thought that man didn't love me. I'm talking about myself. We are other children, everybody in their own. I'm talking about myself. He was so strict. He was so stern. He was so, and I used to think that now I look back and he just wanted me to be the best, but he didn't know how to do it in love. He didn't know how to do it, showing me that he loves me, but he wants me to be the best. Now, I appreciate how he brought me up so much because that also has made me the Akonor wife that I am today. I can cook, I can clean, I can scrub, whatever. My husband, when we moved in together and everything, and I started doing, my husband was shocked. I have never had a house girl before, till today. I have a house boy. I always take boys who can just clean around and sweep around and everything. I like to cook myself. So maybe I'll say, cut the onions for me, wash the goat meat, I'm coming. Then I'll come and do my thing. My husband is so shocked. I lay my bed. I'm going to do my nails. I'll come back. I'll lay the bed. I will do, it's because of the instilling from when I was a child that I had. Even though I didn't receive it in love, but right now I'm giving it to my son in love. So as I'm teaching my son, I'm telling him why he should know this, why he should do it this way. I wasn't even giving any, you're not even allowed to ask why. Slap to be found that you get. Well, not really a slap, but a knock. More of a knock than a slap. But sometimes even they kneel down. No, it was even worse than a slap on your face. But it was all because he wanted me to be the daughter, the best, and so I don't even know how I've gotten here. But I don't even know how I've gotten here. But what I'm saying is that it's not everybody who can express love. So your man might not be showing you love, but he loves you so, so, so much. But you can teach him how to show you love. So it's not you shouting on him and you look at how you do, you don't even, and other people's husbands are doing this. And no. Comparison, please. I use the word intentional. Write it down and tick it. Write comparison and then cross it out. There's no comparison anywhere. Your marriage is not my marriage. My marriage is not your marriage. And it will never, ever be, because we are four different people brought up by four different families. You and your husband have come together. My husband and I have come together. We will never be the same. Even if I tell you exactly what I'm doing every day and you also start doing it, you will not be doing it exactly the same way as I am doing it. It will never ever be the same. So comparison is what is breaking a lot of marriages today. They are looking on social media, and I saw that this and this person did this. And you, when you came home, you didn't come home videoing. You didn't come home walking towards me, videoing to see my expression, to say, hi, Pooh, I'm home. Then I know here. Meanwhile, they are rehearsed and planned. Hey, go back and go and do the video and come back. Then I'll turn and, oh, have you come? Oh, I didn't know. Please, we can all act. There's no time for that, couple. I'm even tired already thinking about it.
Expression of love thing. I'm really curious, but this is so interesting that some of the things you've mentioned, I just put, so I'm looking on my screen and I put notes today, something to do. Yes, I wrote create a gratitude jar, special color for Parkway gesture. So today he did something really nice out of the blue for me. I was like, oh, I want to remember this forever. So I was going to write it on like a post-it or something and put it in the jar. And so generally I was thinking of a gratitude jar, but for his, I would give him like a, let's say, pink. So anytime I see the pinks and maybe when I'm down or something, I can just open it and think about something he did.
See how good he's been to you.
It's just something I wrote here today, and then you've been talking about.
Yes.
Now, on the subject of expressing love, for instance, I have just listened to this interview where Renée is talking about the husband, and oh my God, he doesn't even sound like a Ghanaian African. Hey, are you sure he's Ghanaian?
Is there Papa Kwewu man?
On top of it, Kwewu. It's not possible, and you've heard all these and you wish you had it, but maybe yours is different. Yours shows love in a different way, like you mentioned about your dad, right? But you wish you had this other one that hasn't come yet. Renée is saying be gratitude, focus on the positives and all. How do you express love to him? And we are speaking to the women here. Express love to him in a way that eventually, and I'm saying this hopefully, eventually he will also get how you want to be loved. He will get your love language. But how do you keep showing love to this person?
How does he want to receive love? To ask him. You can't also assume, and you can't also just listen to this right now and then tell yourself, because I said I lay my bed, you're suddenly going to lay your bed. Meanwhile, maybe he too doesn't want his wife to be laying the bed. Every man is different. Now, in that conversation that I would always be intentional about and say, oh, let's go out today. Today is sometimes I'll say, hey, we are going to vet, and then we'll laugh. Sometimes he'll say, hey, and then they're caught, and then we'll laugh about it and things like that, But I used to ask him sometimes when he tells me the things that he really liked, and he tells me the things that in the beginning, it becomes an argument. When he tells me he didn't like this, then I'll start saying, but why are you saying that? Because then, this. Why are you saying that? Then I'm trying to explain to him. And, but slowly, I was learning that just because when you slap somebody, it doesn't hurt your palm, doesn't mean that the person didn't feel the pain. So just because maybe I may have done something and I don't think he should have been offended, doesn't mean it didn't offend him. Now, also, if I've asked him and I've given him the permission to tell me to tell me the things that he doesn't like, and he's telling me the things that he doesn't like, why am I upset that he's telling me what he doesn't like? Why am I upset that he's telling me what he doesn't like? Now, if he doesn't tell me what he doesn't like, I'll keep doing the things, not knowing that he doesn't like them. And then that's what's causing problems in relationships. That's what's called, sometimes I just assume that people will probably go for counseling, and at the end of how many sessions, they probably will be saying, but I didn't know, but I didn't know, but I didn't know, but I didn't know. There's no communication. Now, it's not even about, and I'll get to that. I'm sure you ask me, so I don't want to get into that right now. Me, when you ask me one question, the whole thing can, let me take my time. Let's take our time. Now, I want to keep on, press on the love and showing the love. Sometimes ask him, hey, Odo. So, and me, I do. Odo, it's your name. So what will I do that will make you happy? Then you say, hey, sir, and the massage me. You know, after a while, you know the kind of things that your man likes.
Yeah.
You know, like my husband is a very touchy feeling person. So if he's maybe watching TV and he just wants to just rest his head on you, and you know, and you will get to know your partner, and you should also be learning your partner. You should be learning your partner, and you should also be knowing that every day as well changes, and as you're growing as well, seasons and times change. So at this time, this is how I was, but after a period, this is who I've become. Now, just because when we got married as well, this is who I was, doesn't mean that that is how I should be like now. You should also be able to be accommodating my changes, accommodating my growth, accommodating my different seasons as well. So now you can't get upset that when I married you, you were not a Christian. Now suddenly you become a Christian. Now you said you're a deacon in church. It has become a problem in the marriage.
Yeah.
So these are all things that happen. You know, so we probably both got married. When we got married, we're just like, hey, like we meet at the club and all of that, you know, and then we got married. We got married and everything. Still chillites. We go to work and everything, Friday night club. You know, then Sunday, when we can go to church, we go. Then the Holy Spirit calls me, grabs me like that. Then you are come to be angry with me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's a growth. It's a relationship. It's an accommodation. You know, it's a step-by-step journey, but it's something that we need to be talking through. The things that you like as well, that you know that this is how, you know, this is the kind of thing that you want your man to do for you to make you feel loved. Tell him. Oh, as for me, one thing I really, really like is maybe when I would just love it if when you go to work, you text me 3 times, just ask me how am I doing. It will make me feel so special. It's how you also say it, not as, you know, accusing him and say, you don't even text me and blah, blah, blah. That's why I say communication is key. Now, communication is key. It's been said, so it's so, you know, it's such a cliche. I mean, you say it and somebody will just start rolling their eyes. But when I thought about it, and when I just thought about communication is key, what came to mind is, what is a key? A key opens a door, but a key also shuts the door. A key opens a door, but a key also locks a door. Your communication can unlock or lock your marriage. It can unlock or lock your love. It can unlock or lock your romance. How are you communicating? So I can say the same thing. I can say it in 3 different ways. 1, you'll be offended. 1, you won't understand. 1, you will understand and you say, okay. So you also, as a woman, I have a program called the Akonor Wife class. There's something that I teach there, POP, and no men can't show that because this is not the Akonor Wife class, it's a minka. I won't say the Akonor Wives, those who are watching right now, I'm sure they're like, yeah, POP. I'm not going to tell you right now. But I'm telling you, listen, when you want to make something work, you put aside every pride. You put aside every pride. You say to yourself, you know what, I want this to work. This is not now the place where I'm come to show my, because you know what is an argument? An argument is just me trying to tell you my, when we're having an argument, you say yours, I want to tell you that mine is correct. Then you say yours, I just want to tell you that mine is correct. Then you say yours, I just want to tell you I am correct. Then you say that. Now just imagine you say it. And then I keep quiet and I say, okay. It's hard sometimes to do that because in your heart, you want to show, especially those of us that are not there. My mouth is sharp. Before you even say 1, I've prepared 7, But, this is it. Then you say to yourself that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. These are all decisions that you make. as you're growing up. These are all things that you say to yourself. You need to ask and talk to yourself. Don't go and talk to your friend for your friend to tell you what they are doing and what for you to come and now say you don't do this to me. What do I want? There's this book called, I think, 4 or 5 Languages of Love or something. Is it the 5 Languages of Love? 5, yes. I haven't read the whole book, but I think it's a very, very good book because there are different languages. Some people like, some people like to be given gifts. Some people like to be touched. Some people like, I haven't read the whole book, but with the little that I've read from it, I think it's a good book because it makes you understand how everybody, understands or accepts love in their own kind of way. So some people like to be touched. Some people don't like it at all. When you're touching them, oh, what? Some people don't like it. Some people too like to be touched. Some people too then touch and oh, why? Some people too don't like it. Some people like to be given gifts. Some people too, it's hard for them to accept gifts. When I got married initially, it was so hard for me to collect things from my husband. If my husband is giving me something, it was so hard for me to. Why? Because as a child, if you collect something from somebody your father hasn't given you, my father is the one who gives us everything. Where did you get this from? Who gave it to you? You are in big trouble. You are in big trouble. And the way my father brought us up, to work and have your money, he will give you money when he can give you. If he doesn't give you any money, you should be working by now because I paid for your university, you have a degree, and this, that. So I was just so used to, I wasn't used to collecting things from, and he too, he wants to give you something. Then I'm like, oh, and after a while, he was like, Adeng, why? What do you tell me to be in Shawana? The women, they like some things, why? And it took me a while. After a while, I'm like, hey, Fabra, me here, no. Bring it. So, you learn all these things and then you keep growing. Some people like it when you cook for them. Some men like that. They want you to cook for them every single day. That's what they like. Then maybe you don't like cooking. I say, it doesn't matter if you don't like cooking. Now, the thing is, he's not saying that cook for me and like really. He's saying provide the food. So he's not saying that cook yourself, but he wants a plated food on a tray. You don't have to cook it. You can order it right now. So there are lots of caterers now that are, cooking, doing home cooking where you can order for a family of 10. Just make sure just make sure there's always food. You don't have to be the one cooking it. Do you understand? But I also say that when you order the food to, please put it in your Pirates bowl and everything. Make it look like it's from your home. Don't come and put 313 catering services 024796 whatever. Then you just put it on the table like that for them to see. Then the Tema dash Accra Highway with the address and everything. Oh, please! Then he doesn't have to know.
Yeah.
You take it out now, dish it nicely and everything, and bring it to him. That he'll be eating, and then he'll just like, hey, this is my wife. It's my wife. But meanwhile, your wife, she didn't do it. But it's just the presentation. The presentation of it. Every man is different. Every woman is different. In marriage is forever. Marriage is forever. This is somebody that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. This is somebody you should know how to accommodate. And by doing that, you need to study and learn each other. So questions, you need to ask yourselves a lot of questions. You need to ask him a lot of questions. If you see that he's not asking you questions that will help him, ask him, what do you want me to do for you? What will make you happy? What would ask him, and then you to tell him, oh, if you do this for me, make me feel so special. But say it in a way that will make him proud to do it for you. Do you understand? And not in a condescending way that will shut his ego down, but in a way that will make him feel so proud that, please, I'll do it for you. And when he does it for you, appreciate it. The thanking and all that is so important. Don't, one time I said to my son, this last term, my son came home one time. We had paid school fees. School fees is not cheap. It's not cheap nowadays. So now they'll even give you dollar rates and everything. This is the dollar and this is the dollar rates, and they have their own dollar rates and things. So I told my son, I said, when daddy comes home, when daddy lies down and everything, go to daddy and go and hug daddy and tell daddy, thank you so much. Mommy paid my school fees today. Daddy, please, I just want to say thank you so much. I love you, daddy. I said, say it's okay. And he said, okay. Now, daddy came, we were all happy, playing and everything. So he forgot. Now, when he was going to bed, he got to the door. Then he said, oh, Daddy. Then he ran. Daddy. Then he came to hold him. Daddy, thank you so much. I mean, it was so emotional. And my husband said, oh, Centrene, I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything for you. You know, when he's sweating tomorrow at work, when maybe things are not going well and everything, it will push him to do it. He will not sit at work and think, he will just have this desire, burning desire inside of him that I have my family that appreciates me so much. I have my family that when I do it for them, they are so, I have to do more. It will push him to even bring more. So these things are really, really important. Communication, and honestly, it's a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool to lie down in bed rather than that long chill, and then you turn yourself, and then you'll not be talking forever. Please, you do a short chill, and then after a while, then turn and start talking. One thing that I told myself, right? I said, I will not let the sun, it's in the Bible. What does it say? Don't let the sun set on, what's that word?
Go down on your anger.
That is it. That's for me, dear. So sometimes, no matter, not the sun, no matter how painful or how angry, I can sleep with it. But morning, when I wake up in the morning, we have to move on. When I wake up in the morning, we have to move on. So I can be so angry and I can sleep with it. But when I open my eye in the morning, we have to move on. We have to move on. So we'll move on. We can come back to talk about it and all that. But I don't have to continue that anger. And that's, no. And it can be very, very difficult. It's not easy because sometimes maybe the issue is something that is very, very, very painful or very, very annoying, but that's where the Akonor Wife POP comes. That one is for the Akonor Wife team. The Akonor Wife team, they understand.
Except this POP. Ladies, whatever we need to do to get into this class, please, we'll round up in a bit. And I'll ask you, because we need to know when the next Akonor Wives class is coming, so we can all get to learn more about POP. But really, you've said so many key things. And I love a lot of things you said, like how you've explained the difference between love and like, and so many things. And I like how you make it practical also. And then, of course, using your own stories to advise. That's even, for me, I learn best if it's used, if it's taught through stories. So I really appreciate you. You know how I love you as a speaker, right? I have some short questions, really, and all you have to do is complete them with a short phrase or a sentence. So there are three. The first one, it's like rapid fire questions. The first one is, if I could advise my younger self in one short sentence, I would say.
What will I say? If I could advise my younger self in one short sentence, I would say, Renee, you're good enough to be loved forever.
Goodness.
That I'll say that to my younger self. Because I think that I always thought that you would love me, but not always. I think that and that's why with that mentality, I entered marriage, so then why would I think that of myself? But I think that's what I tell young ladies now anyway. Number one, you really have to love yourself, but also know that you carry such worth, such value. You are such a woman, that any man who has you is blessed to have you and will love you forever. I wish somebody told me that when I was young.
Yeah. That alone deserves its own Facebook Live to delve more into that. I really love what you said. I am good enough to be loved forever. That's so beautiful. Thank you. That's a good affirmation. The second question, I am fabulous because
I have so many reasons for being fabulous. But you know what? I'll say I am fabulous. I am fabulous because my purpose is to make other women realize how fabulous they are. And it gives me so much pride. And that makes me too fabulous. I mean, that makes me too fabulous. When I speak to women and, when I encourage women and when I see that the women feel empowered or they come and then they give me like, a testimony, for example, they come and say a before and after situation or something. Oh, like that fabulosity. And I'm just like, glory to God. That is what I was made for. And I'm doing it to glorify God. That just makes me too fabulous. That just makes me too fabulous.
Thank you. And you do things so beautifully. You just have, today was the word I used, a Midas touch. You just make things beautiful. Even
Oh,
Renee, I don't even want to go there. Let me ask the final question, the final one of these questions. One book that has
thank you.
my love relationship. Yes.
One book. I'll say Esther in the Bible. I mean, I have so many love books. I mean, when I got married, I got The Power of a Praying Wife. I got like 6 copies. Everybody buys you that gift when you get married. The Power of the Praying Wife, The Power of the Praying Mother. I haven't read it before. Can you believe it? I have all those. I've never read it. I haven't read it before. And I told you the love languages. I started reading it. I don't know. So sometimes I start reading certain books and I just feel like it's good for them, but it's not good for me. So I can't finish the book. But the book Esther, I love the book Esther because it talks about marriage, it talks about relationship, it talks about romance, the whole book of Esther. It talks about respect, it talks about submission, it talks about sexiness, it talks about self-care, about loving yourself. It talks about communication, how you bring yourself towards your man before you, all of that. Esther, I think, if you read it and you take it, the different, like, look at the queen before. So the king wanted to show off his wife. Hey, call the queen, let her come. That's what the king wanted to do. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes your husband's friends can come. Yeah. Your husband's friends have come. I will come from Accra. Hey, let me call you haven't met my wife. Oh, Amma. Then Amma is like, oh, maybe you just finished cooking or you just come home or maybe after this Zoom, you've gone and taken off all your clothes and everything. Now they are calling Amma, come and say hello. For you to now put the clothes back on and everything. Now that's what happened with the queen, where she was like, look, I'm not even going to come. Now the king didn't even see anything wrong with it. He didn't even say anything. But the people around him said, how could she do that to you? It teaches a lot of that book, Esther. It teaches you so much on relationships. It teaches you so much on marriage. Now look at how Esther prepared herself before she came to see the king. How do you prepare yourself when you're going to see your husband? A lot of women get married after the woman that he got attracted to, because men are visual beings. So when you pass and a man looks back again, every man, a pastor or not, sometimes when you said, sometimes my driver, he'll be driving like this, then you see that he will do this. I'll be like, oh, no. A man is a man. When a man sees something nice, the man's eye will move small. Now, what and how you wear, that causes attraction. Why don't you keep that? Why don't you even make it better for him? Because that's what his desire is. You'll be like that when you are dating. You make sure your wigs are all on and everything. I'll tell you a quick short one. Okay. I had a client one time, and this lady, it was during the COVID season, top corporate woman. And I don't mention names. I like to generalize it and everything, But then, she said to me one time, she and her husband have been married for years. And she said to me one time that, she said her husband is a quiet man. He doesn't really talk much. She said one time she was going for a meeting and she put on her makeup. She said she wore her wig. As she was fixing her wig on and everything, and her husband quietly said to her, look at how long it's taking, and look at all that you do because you are going out to go and see somebody, and you are home with me all the time, and I don't even see this, my own wife. Why? When you come home and you remove the wig, the 4 cornrow, even the 4 cornrow, let it be nice, eh? The 4 cornrow, you even let the cornrow start growing, the cornrow even will start flying on its own. Basa, because your wig is nice. The wig that you put on to go out is nice. The man who will see the cornrow, you don't even give him a nice, cute cornrow be that you're still looking nice. You wear one boo-boo, you wear that boo-boo and wear that every time he comes home from work, you're wearing that boo-boo. Because you have dressed up nicely to go out, but you came before he came. So he didn't see how you are dressed today. He has come brown, the tie and dye boo-boo. You have washed it and washed it and washed it, so now it is faded. But it's also become so comfortable. You know, there are some boo-boos that you like it, please throw it away. Not for him. Every time he comes, and you know what you should do as well, ladies? Because, in fact, this I'm getting into Akonor Wife. But what was the question? Let me end the question. So that otherwise it's getting to Akonor Wife. Or I should just give you one tip. Let me just share one tip. Just share one tip. Like I said, sometimes he leaves before you leave. Or most of the time, the men leave earlier. So maybe the man will leave. So he doesn't see you dressed up. Then maybe he comes from after as well. During the day, when you are dressed like this, take a selfie. Then you send it to him. Hi, babes. Check out Mrs. B. Check out your missus. Take a full picture. Let somebody take a picture of you. Pose. 10. Pose. Then you send it to him and say, Charlie, your wife is too hot. Things like that. It makes him proud. He'll be checking you the whole day. He will not be looking elsewhere because, oh my goodness, now all he sees is just some dry woman at home. So now he's even tempted to look elsewhere. Rather, he will always be scrolling through his phone because he has so many pictures of you. So do that as well. To also keep him. So sometimes you can just send him a picture like that and say, praying for you. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I love you so much. This is your babe.
Oh.
Hello. Hello. There are so many. Please join the Akonor Wife class and stop that.
No. You have to tell me. So wait, Akonor Wives. I've seen your event. I'm sure I've even advertised it before. But is it like a group? Tell us more about Akonor Wives.
Listen, for me, I think it's just so heartbreaking now how marriages are breaking up. You know, young marriages especially. I mean, our parents, they could be unhappy in marriages but stay forever. So sometimes your grandparents are probably married 62 years. When your grandfather dies after 62 years of marriage, before your grandmother will be like, hey, the whole time. You even know, grandpa. Do you understand? Because, but now we go before the altar, we'll say the vows, and all of this. And 2-3 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it's over. There was one time that this friend of mine, and I was saying to her, I said, oh, but I was there when you were saying for better, for worse. She said, did I say this kind of worse? When I said for better, for worse, did I say this kind of worse? I said, we didn't say any kind of worse. We said for better, for worse. She said she didn't say worser. It became a worser worse. She said for better, for worse. She didn't say for better, for worse. And she didn't say worse. I mean, we cracked the joke and laughed about it and everything, but it took a long time to say, look, you guys try and make things work. And that's what is happening now. There's no compromising. There's no willingness to become, willingness to change, willingness to become another person, willingness to grow, willingness to adapt. There's no, this is how I am. As for me, this is how I am. When you met me, this is how I am. Take it or leave it. Hey, take it or leave it, take it or leave it, take it or leave it. Right now, it's all about the ceremony and not about the lifespan. It's all about the ceremony, the wedding on social media now. The whole what even makes me what I think is so interesting now, Campo, is the whole list of hair, makeup, food, photography, kente, like dress 1, outfit 2, outfit 3, and all of that. I went to an engagement recently. I was sitting next to this young lady, so we started talking about marriage and all of that. And then she was saying how she was so sad that a very good friend of hers who had been praying for marriage for a very, very long time, because all of her mates were married and she wasn't married. So they were all sort of worried for her. She was worried about it. She met this really good guy, really, really nice guy. They dated for a while. The guy said, okay, I'll marry you. Now they've gone and seen each other's parents. They set the dates and everything. Now they're doing the plans and everything. The guy is there, the lady is there. They started, just putting together everything. Then the girl says, she wondered what blogger should use. So then the guy says, blogger for what? And then she's like a blogger because she wants her wedding shot live on Instagram. She wants it shot live and she wants like different bloggers. And the guy said, oh, he would prefer it if their wedding is private. He wants something intimate. He wants it just, private at home. He wants something. The girl said that's not how they do marriage. Do you know that they broke up? Oh yeah, the girl said that they should send the drinks back. Can you believe it? I mean, I was like, you are kidding me. Are you serious? Are you serious? Hello? Are you kidding me? So right now it has become about the ceremony. Now a lot of people at the ceremony camp, you don't even know them. Sometimes at your wedding, now they'll be introducing you. This auntie, this thing, Jackie sounds this thing. You don't even know them. Do you remember me? And I'm like, no, I don't remember you. When you were 3 years old, then I don't even know you. You are there. I don't even know you. All these people and all these people and all these people. And everybody there laughing and smiling that day is not wishing you well. That one is another, let's not even think that. That one is a whole other. Not everybody is there happy for you. Not everybody there is happy for you. Not everybody is happy for your mother that her beautiful daughter has married, that her handsome son has married. So people come with their whole different mindsets, intentions, words that they come and speak and everything. How are we going to make this work? What is important? So it's not about the celebration of the one day. Well, now it is even 3-4 days. So let's say even 1 week celebration. After the 1 week celebration, it's a whole lifelong marriage. How are we going to make that work? That is what is important. That is what is important. It's nice if you have a nice wedding. It's beautiful. It's lovely. And please, nowadays to the bride, please cover up. All the naked brides now, I think it's so, your groom, your family has come to take you to their home. You don't have to show them the body. Your husband will see the body. It's not for your in-laws to see. So now sometimes when I see a covered up bride, I think she's the most beautiful bride ever. Because now the dress is like, I saw a wedding dress recently. The V was up to the navel, wedding dress.
Wow.
And they did it in church.
All right.
Please, let's end the show.
Wives to help women know, some of the things that they can do in the marriage to keep the marriage going and all that.
So what happened? Like I was saying, so what happened was when I realized this and I started talking, I think I'm a very, very, would I call myself vulnerable? I don't care. Once it's happened to me, it has happened to me. No big deal. I don't think I should be hiding things. I've learned a lot from my mistakes. I have had so many failures in business and friendships, and that has taught me, and that has taught me to become better, to make even more money. Some of the failures that I made in business taught me how to make money. I made double what I failed at, so I don't mind sharing because not everybody who knows. So I don't mind talking. People too, for some reason, I think, some people say that people generally are comfortable talking to me. So sometimes people share their issues with me. Somebody we are talking and they'll say, oh, Renee, can I share this with you? And then maybe they'll tell me this and this and this. And then I share. I realize that a lot of people, a lot of young, beautiful women haven't been told certain things they should know.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time that, I'm a makeup artist as well. And at the time when I was doing full-time makeup artistry, I remember there was one time that I was dressing up a pastor's wife. She was a young pastor's wife. And so I normally would do I will do a trial before the day so that I know exactly what I'll come to do. I'm not bringing the whole thing to now come and start testing it. So we do a trial before a day. So that day she came for the trial after her fiance came to pick her up from my office. So when he came to say hello to me and then he came to thank me and all that. So we're talking and I said, oh, can I share with them a piece of advice that my grandmother taught me or shared with me that has kept my marriage till today? One thing that my grandmother told me when I was getting married, she said, remember, she took me to her room. She told me something. That thing I tell every Akonor wife, I'm not telling you. Look at the way you open your eyes. I'm not telling you. Oh, no, that's Akonor Wife chat. That's what I call it, Akonor Wife chat. That's different. So I shared it with them. I said, my grandmother told me something. My grandmother and my grandfather, I think, were married for about 54 years or so before, and they had like 10 or say 11 children. They had such a lovely marriage. And so I shared it with him. And the man, the pastor, he was there. He said, you know what? We've just finished counseling. And this word you shared with us is better than our whole counseling session, is what he said. Now, I went for counseling as well. When I was getting married. Do you know that there was a time that the guy, our counselor, could say, like if you won't come, you just put something in my hand, it's okay. Yeah. So there are times that we won't go and we'll just send Momo. Today we can't come on. Then we just Momo him something. Then he will take that we've come. We've done it. We've come. And he wasn't a good counselor because it wasn't interesting, first of all. He didn't make marriage seem interesting. He did. Now, when it got to the sex bit, which is very, very important to talk about the sex bit, because me in the Akonor Wife, I talk about hygiene, I talk about sex, I talk about everything. When it got to the sex bit, he said, I was the one there. When you do, you will do. That's what he said. He said, when you start, you understand. Now, talking about that as well, there was another pastor, there was another couple that I dressed up. I dressed up the lady. She was also a pastor's wife. She was a virgin. And so I talked to her about, all of that. It's like I was grooming her. She was a beautiful young lady and I was grooming her before the marriage and everything. So the day after, her hair was natural. And it took a very long time to get into that sleek ponytail that we did. She looked so beautiful. So I remember after the wedding, jokingly, I said, now, yeah, Mr. and Mrs., you are going to bed. Go and don't go and do giddy giddy because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so don't go and spoil the hair. So I just said that and then we laughed. I mean, she was so shy. I just did that to embarrass her because she was so shy, virgin, like she's going to sleep with a man or something. Like she just thought she was going to die. The next day, when I saw them in church, then jokingly, I said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. I said, how does it feel like to be a Mrs.? I wasn't talking about sex. I was talking about how does it feel like now you are Mrs. whatever. So how does it feel like? I thought maybe you should be like, hey, and then laugh or something. Hey, come and see these people. Auntie, it was okay. But just that we had issues with the penetration.
Right there.
And then, the pastor took him and said, yeah, we had a bit of issues when it came to the penetration. Because guess what? They didn't even know that there was anything like foreplay. They didn't even know that they could do anything for her to get into that. They didn't even know that she had to get in the mood. They didn't know that he thought if he's erect, she's ready. He didn't know that, so he's forcing it in. And she's screaming her head off. She's not moist. She didn't. So what did I do? So I said, oh, okay, I'll give you something. Okay. Then I went and got them KY jelly. Then I talked to him about the KY jelly small because I couldn't now come and talk about he should be licking your nipples and all of that. I mean, like, we were in church. My goodness. I was like, I was at the ground to open. I was like, oh, Charlie, you people, how? I didn't ask for that. I was just like, so I gave them the KY jelly and what, small info B. Then I think I saw them some months or so after. Woman of God, we just want to say thank you. Your gift has been a great reward. It has been a great, hey, it has been a great reward. So in Akonor Wife, I give all those rewards over there. We talk about things like that. It's very, very open. It's on Zoom. I've had ladies join from Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, America, Zimbabwe, Ghana. The sad thing though, I'm not doing it for free because the things that are free are not valued. Now, the very sad thing, you are saying, of course, people are not willing to pay 500 cedis to come and learn how to make their marriage but they are willing to go and buy some kente or put some beads or put some stones or just and write why? Now a time has to come that in that list, it should be written Akonor Wife class taken.
Hey.
In that, yes. In that list, it should be there. Akonor Wife ticked.
So when is the next one?
What are we doing? The next one is on the 8th of February. Oh, by God's grace. 8th of February.
Please, I'm in. Send me the payment details. I want to be the first person to pay.
No problem. I will. It's an investment for your life. and it saddens me so much. Is I actually said to myself, let me bring it down a bit so that those who cannot really afford it, but who also should have a good marriage, should be able to take. So I even reduced it. You won't believe it. That look, there was one time that I did it and I said promo 250 CDs.
Even that.
It was sad. I was like, I was shocked. Do you know how much it is decor today? Decor for a wedding.
Is it not online?
It's online.
Okay. Oh, you mean decor?
It's online. No, I'm talking about how much you pay if you're getting married. How much you pay for the decor, the cake alone, and all that. So you should have that amount that you say that I want this to last. I'll be willing to put this in for that. I mean, so far there was one couple, one lady who joined. She and her husband. She said they hadn't talked for how long? I don't know. She joined the class. The reviews that I have, every time I see it, I say, God, take the glory. It's not me. Take the glory, God. This one, she said her husband asked her, why, where have you gone? There was one lady, I do the group one, but some people to like one-on-one because they don't want the group, because they want to talk about issues. So I do the one-on-one as well. There was this one-on-one class I had with a lady in America. I don't know why, as I was talking to her, I just kept saying, for example, just picture yourself as a pastor's wife. And this. So I was giving her examples as a pastor's wife. I was giving her examples as this. And we just finished. I talked about her image. And I don't know why, for some reason, I just kept going about her image and how she should carry herself and how she should present herself for her husband. And this and this. When I finished everything, and she said, Renee, and she was just like that. I said, yeah. She said, my husband is a pastor.
Gosh.
And I said, oh my goodness. She said, everything I talked about is issues that they are having. Her husband can be so upset with her because he feels like she's embarrassing him. He's a man of God. He's supposed to be standing somewhere. His wife won't show up. Maybe she's late. And she shows up. He can't even introduce her. My grandmother said, carry yourself in a way that when your husband is asked, where is your wife? Say, order and do this. And he'll not say, Onini. He'll not literally say, Onini. Ama. This is what Akonor Wife is about.
Can't wait. 8. So it will be evening, right? Let me, in fact,
Evening.
Let's book it now. February. We are having Akonor Day.
It's the 8th of February, by God's grace, yes. But it's quite intense. So it's about 3-4 hours. Because we talk about in-laws, we talk about, it's a whole thing. And then there was one time as well that I had an Akonor Wife get together thing where the ladies came together and then we just had and it was a really nice time. So this year I need to be more do more of it, because that really is what is really, I feel my calling is now, to really focus and do a lot more. So this year I'm going to try to have one every month. And then every now and then I'll see if I can put together an Akonor Wife get together where you are proud to come because you're an Akonor Wife. And then we'll take it from there. We'll see how it goes. Yes.
We may have one in Kumasi. We've been talking.
Let's do it. Oh, please. Kumasi, you know me, as long as you provide the lights for me. As long as the Kumasi and the Yamadia is there, already. As long as I don't have a problem. As long as you provide that, I'm there. No problem.
With God as our helper. Oh my goodness, Renee, thank you. You are just amazing. And you share beautiful stories. And, we can remember the stories so we can remember the lessons. It's not, 1 + 1 is 2.
Amen.
By real stories that will get us going. And I can't wait to learn Ethiopia. Hey. And what I said, I can't wait to learn it. Oh, and it breaks my heart that during your time, the year that you were sick, I didn't even reach out. I'm
like, don't worry. No. Oh, no. Don't worry. You're not even that one. Oh, no. Don't worry at all. No, but we're also busy. And at that time too, we're fresh businesswomen. Oh.
No happy birthday, no Merry Christmas. Hey, then where was I?
Oh, don't worry at all. Don't worry. And Amma, can I please say on here, for you to say a very big thank you to your brother Rega? He's been such a huge support to my brand. Please say thank you to him for me. At any time I WhatsApp him, hi, then he knows what I'm going to ask for. He was in the States. I was sending him messages. He was, please, in front of everybody, say a huge thank you to Rega for me. He's an amazing guy and he's been there for me so many times. So patient. I've troubled this guy and he's been there for me. I really appreciate him. Please say thank you to him for me.
Great guy. He's going to edit this video anyway. I hope he doesn't take it out. He liked that.
Don't edit. Don't take it out. Don't take it out.
He's so shy. It's not even funny. Anyway, thank you so much. Oh, and then finally, how do we find you? I mean, obviously, hopefully you will share the link for Akonor Wife so I can put it once this goes. That's number one.
Okay.
How do people reach out to you, especially someone who says, oh, I want to do one-on-one with Renee. I don't want anyone to know that I'm having this issue or that issue.
Yes. So my business WhatsApp, and this is only for WhatsApp. You can't really reach me on it when you call. So the business WhatsApp number is 026 200 1000. So it's 026 200 1000. It's quite easy to remember. That you can reach me.
What's a number?
It's so easy. 026 200 1000. So you can send me a WhatsApp on there, or you can email me renee@reneeq.com. Or you can also reach me on social media at RenéeQGH as well. But I think the WhatsApp is good. The email as well is good.
Thank you. Being a blessing. I can't wait for people.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
Fab Hub Ashanti, a haven nestled at the tip of Kumasi, where fresh air meets serenity. Fab Hub Ashanti is a residential learning and event space perfect for your corporate training, staff retreat, group hangouts, and wedding receptions. With 4 rooms and 15 beds, you and your group can sleep comfortably. What makes us special? Fab Hub Ashanti is not just a space, it's a commitment. By choosing us, you support community projects empowering women and youth. Join us at Fab Hub Ashanti off Aful Junction, Abuabukesi, Kumasi. Fab Hub Ashanti, here we grow.
One word to describe how this interview has been. Akonor. It was just so beautiful. The stories, the lessons, being intentional. I mean, a lot of the things, yes, are things we know, but the way she puts it, the stories Renee will add to put things in perspective, it's so priceless. I hope I'm not the only one who has had my share of goosebumps and lessons and takeaway. And please, 8th February, ladies, we are all taking this Akonor Wife class. Whether you're married already, I will be 17 years. This March will be March 8th March will be our 17th wedding anniversary. Maybe you have been married 35 years, 60 years, yes, 60 years, or you are now about to get married, or it's day 1 of your marriage. Listen, we are all taking this class. There is something in it for all of us. I believe that marriage is such a beautiful thing, and it's worth it. It's worth investing in as well, if you have it, or if you want it. So please, ladies, today's conversation has been about loving others and many, many others, and I hope you've really found it of value as I did. Remember, IFAB 2025 is coming. We'll do some more chats, in the area of love and loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves, as we do, taking care of our well-being and everything during IFAB. So please, if you haven't seen it or, focused on it yet or paid attention, that's the word I'm looking for, please pay attention to it. Click on the link and we look forward to seeing you at IFAB 2025. But before that, we are taking the Akonor Wife class with Renée Q. Until the next episode of Mind Your Business, it's toodles. Bye.
Mind Your Business is one of our free resources available on YouTube. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one as your coach, as a consultant, or as a trainer, it starts with a discovery call. Head to amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.